Hello, everybody. My name is Daquan, and welcome back to the Quixotic topic. Today, I'm joined by
David Kildy.
and
Christopher Crow.
and today we'll be talking about entertainment, just in general, stuff that you like to do for fun. So, Chris, let's start off with you. What do you like to do for fun? What gives you joy?
What gives me joy, I enjoy playing baseball. I mean, it's not just baseball. I mean, I do a lot of math and stuff. No, it's really weird. No. Okay, I like learning about space. That's my main thing. That and baseball is my two main hobbies.
I mean, realistically, I do a lot of theater stuff. I've been in the past 2 shows here at CSSM. But like outside of like work stuff and hobbies, I listen to a lot of music. You'll always find me with earbuds in. That's like probably the form of like entertainment I consume the most.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really love YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Oh yeah, I think
Like,
everyone
it's a
does.
problem sometimes. Like it's pretty bad. Like I have a time limit on the YouTube app and everything. It's bad. Anyway. And then movies. I love movies. I go to the movie theater whenever I can just to see whatever's there. Just because I love watching movies.
Do you have a favorite one of recently?
This past weekend, I went and saw the Birds of Prey movie. I thought it was pretty good. It was like Suicide Squad, but they did it right. But I also saw Parasite with my dad at home, that was incredible as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Chris, are you a movie guy?
Well, I don't go to the movie theaters often because, I don't have that kind of money. Our movie theaters is kind of expensive, dropping $7 for a ticket, then $15 for food.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
I'm not the one paying.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I just if anything, I'll just watch TV shows. I'm not a big TV guy. I don't watch a lot of TV or movies or anything. So.
Yeah. I would say I'm in the middle when it comes to movies.
Yeah.
It's I watch them every now and then, but I never, if there's a big release, I'm like, oh yeah, this is about to come out. I never kind of ride the hype train on them. I definitely do it extremely casual. I do enjoy them.
Yeah. Enjoy them.
Yeah. I saw the Birds of Prey movie. I thought it was pretty good. I heard that the person that did the action for John Wick 3 was also the person that directed it for...
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot... Okay, because the action was by far the best part, and it was just so badass. I'm sorry. You haven't seen it, I'm
I
assuming.
have not.
Oh, yeah.
Do we care about spoilers?
I would think so. Maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm
Give
just
your
gonna
best
that.
spoiler-free review of the action, I guess.
So anyway, it was all super clear. Part of my problem with especially modern superhero movies is sometimes they get so caught up in doing a cool move or whatever that you don't see what's happening at all because they cut 4 times during a single fist fight.
Right.
In a second.
Right, that one punch just takes 3 seconds.
Right. The one I think of the most is from Captain America Civil War where they're on a rooftop or something and he's flipping a dude and there's 4 cuts at different angles even though you can just it's
Yeah, you just use one cut.
Right. That probably wasn't practical, so
Yeah.
anyway.
But yeah, heading back to you, Chris. You said you were into baseball. What sparks that interest in you, and how does that give you entertainment, I guess?
Well, I've been playing it since I was really young. It's always been a thing where I can just go out and just play baseball. I mean, that's probably spent most of my times on weekends and stuff. I mean, I spend, I don't know, at least 8 hours, probably 4 to 6 hours, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, every weekend usually.
Oh wow.
Whenever I go play baseball. And, coming here though, I had to cut that down a lot.
Here being the North Carolina School of
North
Science and
Carolina
Math.
Math. So, other than that, it's been slowing down my progression of constantly grinding.
Does that how does that make you feel not being able to do that?
It's fine. I would like to do it more, but I'm doing my other thing with school.
Yeah,
So.
I can totally understand that. I was really into Taekwondo before I came here. I did it for 6 years. Got my black belt, came here. Haven't really thought about Taekwondo. I can't really because I'm in CSSM. It's just really there's always something to do. I guess your plate's never really empty, and so you can't really get dessert.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I did Taekwondo for a while too. I had a similar problem, but instead of baseball or something, I was always doing dance.
Mhm.
So like for a while I was doing Taekwondo because I don't know, because like I wanted to kind of thing. It was a lot of fun, but like you gotta make those sacrifices.
So you chose dance over Taekwondo?
Yeah, I got invited to the competition team for like a year,
Oh, fun.
and then I hated it.
Not fun.
No, not it. It's not the people. It's just like it's a really stressful environment.
Mm.
I don't want to get into it. It's okay.
Oh,
Wait,
okay,
how'd
no,
you
that's totally
get
fun.
Acting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it stems from dance. So I got it. So kind of from dance, like musical theater kind of thing. It was like another way to go out and like, get more dance experience kind of idea. And I got into dance because my mom wanted my younger sister, to start dance. We were like, I think she was 1, I was like 3. It's like a creative movement class. Basically, they just shove you in a room and say, move your arms for like 45 minutes. And she like broke down crying, was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Why would I ever do that? And I was like, I'll do it if you do it. And she was like, okay. And just like did it. So that's kind of how...
Power of peer pressure.
Right, exactly. And age 3 and 1. Right. So that's where that stemmed from. And then just kind of went from there.
Yeah, totally. Would you say that your Taekwondo skills translate into dance skills?
I mean, kicks. I mean, like just because of how like kick-centric Taekwondo is, instead of like
It's very kinetic.
right, it like it all flows into stuff. What were the things called?
Pumses?
We never did the technical terms.
We never did. Oh, wow. So
No, we did like the set of moves or whatever, but we never like
the forms.
right the forms.
Yeah,
That's the
It's literally just Korean for form.
Okay.
Pumse.
yeah. We never used any Korean terms, but
There was we had to like my class, not to like flex or anything, but like my class was like really in depth because like I remember they gave us like a booklet and it was like the Taekwondo lore and like and I don't say that to be reductionist, but it had a description of the belt. It had like what the belt symbolizes, whatnot. Everything you had to know in order to pass for the next belt test, and then like a quick little vocab list. Like, you know in Spanish how like you get those like walls of text that is just like a word and then that word in a different language? Literally that. And so like I still remember now, I think like hop chagi is front kick, I want to say.
Oh, really?
And then like Dorio chagi is roundhouse kick. Like
wow.
it was fun. Honestly, yeah, I definitely agree in the fact like Taekwondo was really fun. And like I wonder how, I guess, that would translate to a more kind of how do you say it, like by the book sport.
Yeah.
Right.
Like baseball,
Mhm.
for example. Like if you were to put like a couple of black belts on a what's it called? It's called a diamond.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Batting diamond.
It's fine.
Yeah.
it's-
If you put them on a diamond, like how do you think, Chris, that would translate a martial artist trying to perform
I mean, like,
sport?
like I feel like each sport is really different, and like I feel like baseball is a lot related to golf in the sense of like it's really technical, in the sense of there's someone like really strong and athletic and anything may like not even be that good at baseball, or like actually most likely won't be that good at baseball because it's not even about like being really athletic, or like, it is obviously being really athletic, but it's more like getting used to the sport itself. There's
Yeah,
a lot of
the
forms,
skills.
like technical skills within the sport. So like it's not like pure athleticism, where I think like where you can carry yourself through like football and basketball, where you can basically push yourself through like the thing with like pure athleticism.
Mhm.
Whereas baseball, I feel like takes a lot more technical skill. Like
Yeah, so baseball's like a gentleman sport.
yeah, like hoops is something.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with all of these things, it's like you gotta find the mindset for it. So like they're all different because like the thing about Taekwondo and like doing dance is like the mindsets did not overlap, right?
Yeah.
Like you needed some of the same flexibility and same muscular things, but like you they're so different because like Taekwondo is a lot more like in a duel or something or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot more
Sparring match.
I was like duel. It was like fights. Anyway,
On guard.
right? It's a lot more reactionary, right? You have to
Yeah.
come up with what you're gonna do on the spot, like using your prior knowledge.
Yeah, it's like, how am I going to beat this person
Yeah.
to the ground?
Right. Whereas like a dance competition or something, everything is you have a game plan per se.
Right.
Like, you know,
It's a bit more scripted.
right kind of idea.
Yeah, totally.
And then, but like also improv. I don't know. It's a weird analogy.
So would you say there's like a switch because like some dances are more scripted and some dances are more reactionary?
Right. So like if you're doing like improv circle or something where everybody's just in a circle and force people to publicly humiliate themselves in the middle of a circle. Like that's obviously more reactionary. You're just kind of like
you just feeling the rhythm.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're going out to do like a jazz competition dance or something like that, you got to know what you're doing with the rest of the group.
Yeah, and you have to be reactionary in baseball too, right? Because you have to. I know this might be like a stereotype, but I know like the pitchers. Well, no, not the pitchers. The umpires. That's the name. They'll do like the little hand signals that tell the pitcher like how to throw the ball.
Catcher.
Yeah, the catcher.
Yeah.
It's like so like the way I like to think of it is it's basically all muscle memory. Like once you get down to it, but once you get the muscle memory down, is all reaction. It's all reactions. So that's where you want to get down because you can't really think about it because you have such little time to think. You don't think. You just do what your muscle memory you taught it to do.
Yeah.
Because like whenever you're getting pitched to a ball, like at this point where I play, I mean it's like you have like 0.2 seconds to react, 0.3 seconds to react. So you can't really do much thinking. It's more of, am I going to hit the ball or not? Because once you release it, you make the decision of whether or not it's close enough for me to hit it.
Right.
So you have to see like constantly how the pitch is being thrown. You know, if that pitch is gonna be like near where I can hit it, or it's gonna be low or high or something. It's all reactionary, but it's muscle memory reactionary.
And so, how do you think that muscle memory kind of applies to things that are outside of these kind of, I don't want to say boxed in, but specific interests? Like, how do you think being able to react and turn on a dime can help your personal life? I
don't know if it helps my personal life as much as it does just other sports in general. I mean, just being able to do that helps me with like playing basketball or something.
Right.
Like the not strategy. There's like the pure muscles that like baseball works in the sense of like twitch muscles kind of thing, like reaction things. That helps you a lot more in other sports rather than other sports helping in baseball.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I have noticed that my reactionary prowess that was instilled upon me by Taekwondo has definitely come out in full force with one of my main interests, which is video games. Yeah, definitely. Being able to make split decisions is so incredibly useful for so many different kinds of games. It's kind of unreal, honestly.
Right.
I'm going to name drop one. I remember just a couple of days ago I was playing Destiny 2, the Iron Banner, which is pretty much just a player versus player competition. We had all of the zones, because you have to control zones. We have all the zones controlled, and so we were going to get all of the enemy team, and they had all bulwarked up in one spot. And so I made the split decision to use my super move, and and with that I was able to help wipe their entire team, and we won the game after we trailed the entire time. Extremely cathartic.
No, yeah, I definitely understand that because we play a lot of Smash, just as a hall. And
the Hall of Second Hell.
This, my bad.
No,
Yes.
you're
On the NCSSM campus, yes.
Yes.
The Hall of Second Hell, we play a lot of Super Smash Brothers.
In the state of North Carolina, in the city of Durham.
The Western Hemisphere. No, we play a lot of Super Smash Bros. So there's a lot of combos, and you have to be able to react to see where people are coming. But there's also a lot of prediction, and that's kind of what translates to Taekwondo a little bit, because you have to figure out what your opponent's game plan is and try to figure out a counter to that. Same thing with Destiny, kind of. You want to figure out where people are going, or what their general idea is. Not necessarily the moment to moment aiming and firing and things like that, but the general strategy thing kind of also translates to that.
Yeah. I have a question. Is there in terms of competitive dancing, how does that work?
What
exactly? How do you because I've always seen dance as just a way to express feelings and whatnot. So it's just two people expressing at each other, and then you just choose who did it better.
Kind of. I mean, most of the competitions I take part in, or I go watch my sisters now since I'm not a part of competition team anymore because I'm on NCSS now. It's a lot of like basically your group, or if you're doing a solo, you go out, you do your dance to your song, and then a panel of judges like rate your technique mostly. It's not, they don't really focus on like what did it make me feel or whatever. It's mostly about, because like they're kids mostly, right? So like basically from ages 6 to 18 are realistically are what these competitions are for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more about developing technique, comparing like who's has the best technique, which is like a really weird way to judge an art form, thinking about it now. Because like you're just like, which one of you has the best, can point their foot the best, not like which one of you is making me feel different emotions.
Exactly.
In art form.
And who is making me feel them the strongest.
Right. And a lot of that like also comes down to music choices and like what your instructor's choreography is,
Mm-hmm.
which they also rate you on, even though you don't make the choreography. Anyway, it's a lot of weird stuff like that.
Right. And then like that compared to baseball is like
Right.
there's a stark
Like,
difference because like
exactly.
it's easy to evaluate those techniques because that's kind of like the standard. Like everyone has to follow this because that's how you play baseball.
Right.
There's no like, I guess, book. Well, there are books, but there isn't really like a book like a law or creed of how to dance.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's a constantly evolving art form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, in baseball, you can come up with new strategies, but ultimately, the goal is knock the ball out of the park and get people around the bases.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I mean, not to, like, oversimplify.
No, that's a fine. So,
is that pretty much the long and short of it?
yeah, that's good enough.
I mean, yeah, like, you can do that in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, the whole objective is just to get the most runs around the base.
Yeah, right. But with dance, like, even if you're just like focusing on ballet or something, like my sister was in a hip hop ballet song thing, which was weird, but like that was never a thing back when ballet was becoming a thing. So like judging that based on like those styles or ideas is just really weird, which is why I think they focus on like what is your technique,
Right.
not like what did it make me feel. How do I think this like fits into like, a scholarly thing or whatever that means? I don't know.
But that being said, I think everyone has kind of like a baseline of what a bad dancer is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I guess there's a lot of different interpretations of what it means to be a good dancer. But when it comes to like bad dance, like everyone knows, like if you just go onto stage or in a place where people are looking at you and you just kind of do a little wiggle,
Right, or
and
you like you won't look up at, you're like constantly looking at your feet or whatever.
Yeah, I think the word that a lot of people use is just you're being stiff. Yeah, and so like the whole concept of just, yes, you are bad at this, but I can't tell you how to be good at it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like because, and then does that mean that you're actually bad at it? Or do people just not know you're good?
Right? Like that's the whole thing. Like, that's part of why I like started to get frustrated with it, because like I felt like what they were telling me to do didn't make sense with my body, but and then I didn't know how to express that because what they were telling me, like how to express that, didn't resonate with what I was feeling at the time.
Right.
Which was like really edgy teenager bullshit. But like still like it was really frustrating for that experience to happen because I wanted to like talk about this and like and express that in my dances, but like
It's like, no.
yeah, no,
you're not
that's
doing
not the
it.
correct technique. Point your feet. Yeah, kind of thing.
And Chris, you have any comments on this?
No, I mean, I'm enjoying the conversation. And,
I mean, yeah, like it's weird because like baseball and dance, like they're both like physically active, but the goals are like different.
totally different. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I mean, yours is like an art form, where mine is like it's like a pastime.
You know, like a competition kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
Right, like, or at least the participants, right?
yeah.
Well, could baseball be an art form?
It depends on who you ask, and I'm
Yeah.
Chris, I'm asking you, is baseball an art form?
I mean, it's define art form. There's so many. It's really weird. I mean, what do you mean by art form?
Do you feel that you're able to express yourself through the medium of baseball?
Well, like I can obviously, but like it doesn't mean like it expresses like any sort of like external meaning to other people.
I mean, like, but that's why people hate modern art, right? They're like,
Yeah.
this might mean something to somebody, but to me, I'm like, this is just, you just threw paint at a wall. right?
Mhm.
Like that's the common argument. Like, or I could go
Oh
make
man,
that.
it's just like
right?
4 blocks. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Yeah.
So like, I obviously like don't resonate with baseball,
Baseball.
baseball as much as I do like dance or something like that. But like, I also surround myself with baseball as a child,
Mhm.
or like I haven't had as much exposure to baseball as I have,
Mhm.
or, like with like dance and things, and theater and things like that. So I think a lot of that depends on like how you brought up and like what.
Yeah, like how do you go into it?
Right.
Yeah.
Or like how you've grown up expressing yourself, right?
I feel like if we're like talking about like expressing yourself in general, I feel like rather than baseball, because I do baseball like just like to get like my just to enjoy time, get stuff off my chest. kind of
Literally
thing.
a pastime.
But like if we're like like literally. Like I really enjoy it, it's a really good hobby of mine. It's really healthy for me, kind of thing. But like if we're talking about like expressing yourself, kind of thing, I feel like reading about space or something, really learning about like physics of like space and like understanding that, like the nature of it. I feel like that is expressing myself more than anything.
Okay, cool. Let's talk more about that. So you you're pretty much expressing yourself through learning.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I've ever actually heard that.
That's
before.
really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Like, well, so let's dive into that. So what exactly are you expressing when you're like learning?
Well, I think it all started, when people, because like I've really enjoyed space in general,
Uh-huh.
There's that common misconception of, because someone once people would tell you usually when you're like you look up at the sky and says, wow, all those stars are dead.
Right.
Because the whole light year kind of thing. But I mean, in reality, yes, they're really far away, and they're not actually what they look like now. Because they're like either a couple thousand light years away, kind of thing. They're not dead. They're just
time distorts.
Different time periods. But that basically caught my interest of like space in general, and like just understanding space and like understanding the origin of like stars and the universe and like the physics behind everything. Just really brought like into perspective of life for me, and I just really enjoy it. It's just interesting.
What like grand conclusions over life has space been able to give you?
Nothing really matters, but like in a good way, Like, there's nothing really to worry about. I mean, you're here to make your own life better. Like you're here to leave the world better than you left it. Because in reality, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So what really do you have? So you have this, you're given this, you're given the opportunity to have this, so like make the best of it. I mean, there's no point of not.
Right. Yeah, totally. I totally agree with that.
Are we getting into this now, or are we gonna keep talking about space?
Because I actually, so the stars are still technically dead, right?
I mean,
No,
They're not dead, or are they just dying?
Well, depends what time period they're going through. I mean, we actually won't see. The closest star that we'll see to dying is Betelgeuse, and that's like.
There's a star called Betelgeuse.
Yeah.
No, we need to talk about this a lot more.
Yeah.
So talk about this star.
That actually, yeah.
Well, okay, it's like the closest one to like Earth that would like affect us, and the closest one to dying. They're saying, oh, it's close to dying. Our close and relatively close is not close.
Okay.
Like in year time, not distance, because it's relatively close in distance. I mean, but like it's gonna die in like a couple minutes.
Just for reference,
right.
like what is our like units of measurement for close?
Okay. If I'm thinking this right, I think Betelgeuse is a couple thousand light years away.
Light years. Okay, yeah, that's big.
Mm-hmm. So, first, we'll see it in the space, but we won't be alive most likely. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be millions of years away.
Mm-hmm.
But that's close relative to the universe. So.
Okay.
Right. So that's why would they name it Beetlejuice? I mean, to be fair, I've never seen like the movie, read the book.
I think this is way before that. It was before the movie and book.
Okay.
So was the book made because of the star?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked much into the history of the book or the origin of the star name. I just know
the origins of Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a thing that was going on in like the 90s? It was a very mysterious time. I don't know anything about it. I didn't exist. Like anything past anything past 2000, I have like approximate information from because of pop culture. But wasn't there like a period in time where everyone was buying stars and like naming them?
Well, you still can.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's actually a really common thing. It's really cool. I mean, you can buy your own star, like name it after you or whatever. I mean, it's just a big name like C4771273B.
Right.
But it's still a star. I mean, people will like find like planets and stuff, like scientists, and they'll name the planets. You know, like Kepler 400b or something. It's like a really close like to Earth. It's like an Earth-like planet that may have like potential living organisms.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, it's just like Earth-like thing. I mean, just you can name anything. Once you find it, you have like the you have the right to name it.
Can you really name it anything though?
Well,
because like
relative to the scientific community.
Yeah, like, they still have their standards.
Yeah, because I guess Betelgeuse was okay in the scientific community back.
It has a different name, like a scientific name. Like that's like the name.
Oh, okay. So like because isn't all of science based off of like Latin roots because like. Yeah. Because
so,
it's a dead language and everyone can understand it.
Kind of,
yeah.
So like that's where a lot of the biological.
I know like medical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
like medical stuff is like in Latin.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, and then like phylums, I think it's called.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oof. Like yeah, don't cite me on that.
Like the kingdom.
There's a whole
like a
categorization.
Like a fox's Latin name or scientific name is like Vulpes, which doesn't make any sense.
It's fox.
Yeah, it's just fox
like
that. The fox is a fox is a fox.
Exactly.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
No, like I feel like because like, whenever I go to college, I want to major in astrophysics and I want to minor in philosophy. And that's like
man.
Like that's the main thing. Like whenever
big picture stuff.
Yeah. Like learning about like astrophysics. I think actually no. I was really interested in philosophy, and that really jumped me into space. Because I mean, I feel like they go hand in hand, like perfectly. Whenever you're talking about the universe, I mean, you have to talk about like yourself and like the deeper thought of like thinking.
Right.
And like, I mean that's what philosophy is. It's like different methods of thinking and
like what he's speaking.
Yeah. I mean, like ways to interpret the external sources.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's really interesting.
But yeah, that's a really. We keep saying really interesting. That's a really interesting way to look at philosophy because like you're essentially looking out to the stars in order to look in.
I mean, it's not that uncommon. I mean, I want to say Newton was kind of a philosopher. He talked a lot about
We'll give it to him.
Oh, I'm trying to think. There's an artist that was really big in astronomy. I'm trying to think. I can't think of him.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
No, I've read about him. I can't. I'll think of it maybe sometime soon because he's fairly popular. But it's not really uncommon. I mean, when they were thinking, back then we're looking at the stars, the heavens, kind of thinking about that.
Right.
And it's really interesting.
Yeah, and then like I think one of the biggest kind of combinations of the study of like philosophy and astronomy was like alchemy. Yeah. Like remember when that was popular? No one does because they weren't alive.
Right. We don't remember, but they know.
But yeah, I mean like they call it chemistry now, but back when alchemy was really heavy, pretty much people were using the stuff that they found, dirt, light, fire.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, we can make a human out of this. Because like, they didn't know.
Cooking is just like chemistry light, right?
Well, I mean, is it chemistry light or is it just heating things up?
That's kind of chemistry.
Well, because like, I mean, that's one part of it. Because like, I would think that chemistry is like combining it's combining materials.
Yeah.
And then
see what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Different methods.
Put an egg, you put the store-bought mix, you put the water in, and then you mix it together, and then boom.
Pancake.
Exactly.
Can you put eggs in pancakes? I don't think you can. Well, I mean, like, of course you can, but like, should you?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for cake, but I forgot oil.
I mean, wait, is like an egg pancake just an omelet? Or no.
Wait, hold on.
Because like adding an egg to pancake mix would be the same thing as adding flour to an omelet.
Correct. So yes.
So yeah.
Sure.
How would a floury omelet taste?
Oh, I'll pass.
Yeah.
You can try it and let me know later.
Oh, I guess maybe it would matter like the percentage of egg to
Yeah.
pancake.
What just happened?
Yeah, because like you usually make an omelet with like 3 eggs, right? I don't know. I've never.
I don't make
eat
omelets.
omelets.
I've never been an omelet fan.
All right, so you're the omelet aficionado here.
Apparently.
The one person who eats omelets.
So if you were to make like a floury omelet, like how would you do it?
I would crack my eggs in, you know.
Uh-huh.
Actually, no, I'd whisk my eggs first.
Ah,
You know, I gotta whisk them up. I'd probably put the flour in
Shell in?
beforehand. Of course.
Yeah.
Crunch the shell in.
yeah, put
Add
the
some texture.
Some crunch. You know, dump it in. I don't know how that would taste. I don't know. I would eat it for $5.
you would get paid for this.
you would have to
Go to Waffle House. Let them know how that
specifically $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wouldn't do that for more money?
No, that's
Yeah,
$5.
you did that for $5.
goes. This is a reasonable person.
Yeah, $5,
I'm
no
not trying
more,
to
no
cheat
less.
you or anything. I'm just trying to give you a
He just wants his money.
What would you use $5 for? Buy an omelet?
actual omelet.
There you go.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Do you guys eat a lot of breakfast?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No, I really don't.
I
Especially, I never ate breakfast, and like I came here and I actually started eating breakfast a bit more because everyone was like, "Oh yeah, you should eat breakfast. It's going to help out your learning." And I was like, "I mean, okay."
It's worked out so far for me. Yeah. I mean, I used to just have like I take my vitamins in the morning and then just like a cup of hot chocolate. And, like that is my breakfast.
Huh?
And it usually
chocolate?
works. Yeah.
Every
Okay,
day?
but- yeah. It's just
Hot
like sugar to work to wake me up, and then I just like starve throughout the day.
Yeah. Well, actually, my morning routine is I wake up and I just snort sugar. Just
There you
straight
go.
up. Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what hot chocolate is. So, I think there's a little caffeine in there. So,
I just thought of some, or this is like really off topic.
Go for it.
Like someone said something about it. I thought it was really interesting. Someone like brought up like growing up or something. But like I feel like it would be an interesting topic of like how do you think like your growing up experience has helped you with school?
with school.
Like do you think I don't know growing up like because I mean obviously you're somewhat successful. I mean you're here. You're at NCSSM, North Carolina School of Science and Math. You made
Cool.
your application cuts.
So fancy.
Why do you do you think your like growing up experience had anything to do with that, or do you think you just had that anyways?
For me, it definitely helped because, like, from where I'm from, we have a terrible education system.
Oh my.
It's pretty bad, and I was like one of the lucky few that was like had like a stable enough like house and like home life to be able to like not have to worry about that when I wasn't at school, so I could like think about like those kinds of ideas or like whatever I was learning. Or,
Like really apply yourself.
Right, or like had free time to go learn about other things other than school and kind of like develop like an interest in learning. And like just thinking back on that, it's really weird to think about because like there's like the honor, like even in elementary school we had this program that was like AIG.
Oh yeah.
Like I was in that like pretty early when there even like in first grade when I'm pretty sure there were like 3 other people in out of like my whole grade at this school, and it's like having that ability and like having the stability at home to like not have to stress about a home anything crazy.
Do you think like your parents kind of push grades on you, or like the school itself, or like the education in a way?
My parents like never forced grades, but like
They kind of encourage you.
yeah, they were like
We're not gonna kill you if you get a C, but we'd rather you not.
right, like exactly. Like they would like take me out. There was like you could go to like the home video store or whatever if you got straight A's on your report card and get a free movie or whatever. So
That's cute.
Like do stuff like that, or like they give me, we'd go out to lunch or for something like that, right? We could do that if I like got good grades, and eventually it was just like here's some money.
Yes, currency.
Currency, yes, I acquired it. I can go play video games away from my family now.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. But like it was like more positive reinforcement, which like most people don't have. It's like if you don't make straight A's, I'm taking away all of your responsibilities. And, like it's just a different mindset. Like sort of it's encouraging. It's not like a fear, not a feel of failure. It's an excitement to succeed kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, so Chris, what about you? Own question.
Oh man. No, I feel like it's really weird. I mean, because like growing up, if we're gonna be honest, I never really cared about my education until probably last year.
Oh.
It's
Quick
kind of
turnaround.
crazy. I got really lucky somehow. So I didn't know about the school until like a couple months or like a month or two before the application was even due. And I think someone brought it up to me. He's like, "You've ever heard of this school?" I was like, "No, what is it?" I was like, "Oh man, that sounds
Kind of epic.
sure. I mean, that sounds cool. I'll throw in a good application there."
Nerd school.
And like, for me honest, like all my stats and everything is not even, they're not impressive at all.
My stats.
My
I guess that's more like my
intelligence.
standardized testing score and like my grades are like subpar, you know, because like at that point, like I mean, I wanted A's, but like I didn't really care.
Right.
Like my parents didn't care about my grades. I mean, it didn't really matter. I could have probably went out with like B's and C's, and they would be happy for me.
Mhm.
But like, I'm like, sure. I mean, I can do it. It's not a lot of work. I just show up. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
And like, it's really funny. I mean, because I would like consistently like get 90s in classes because like I would get really good grades, and then like if I didn't have to take a test, I'd just hand it back to them without doing it. And like, I remember explicitly last year. It was like the end of the school year. I had like 95s and up on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And like, it was like the last week, and we had to like take all the tests. They hand me the tests. I hand it back to them. They're like, why? They're like, oh, I already calculated. I'll get like a 90 if I don't take it.
It's like, I'm good. I calculated. That really is a power. I always like admired the people before I came here, the people at my school that could do that, because like I would always be so like crabby about like I gotta do good on this. I gotta do good on this. I gotta have it set and ready to go. Like I'm zooming. I'm doing good in school, and there'll be people right next to me. They'll be like,
Yeah, it would be.
I'll get a 90 on this if I don't do it. And then they won't do it. And I'm like,
I remember I used to be like triggered by people who wouldn't care about their work, but like it's because it didn't matter, right?
right. Like at the end of the day, like,
Like that goes into like my whole. Like, okay, so before coming here, I mean, I was obviously. I guess for me honest, I think I was a little bit more strict. Like that last year, a little more strict on myself about education wise, like school. But like learning a lot. Like I think the summer is like when I like really opened my eyes, and I was like really thinking. I was reading a lot, talking about like just the education itself, like the high school education, college education. And coming here has made me realize, I mean, it's still like standardized learning and stuff, you know, you get grades and everything, learning everything, and just talking about things with people. I've really, like, stopped really caring about, like, grades themselves, and rather than getting all the information I wanted out of things. And I get all the information I want out of things. I do my own, like, education kind of, if you want to say so. Like, I use this as a basis, and then I do my own stuff after.
Right. Yeah, I gotcha.
And like I feel like that's really helped me in the sense of like mental health, or like you know thinking about things, you know, just thought process
Mindset.
things, you know,
Yeah, that would
just my
definitely take the
mental
edge off.
well-being itself. I mean, it's just good for me. I'm getting smarter. Like I feel like I'm getting smarter.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot better.
yeah.
You know, I'm getting my own things done. I mean, on my own. I'm getting my own research done. You know, with like my own books, reading.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
I
stuff.
gotcha.
Yeah, totally. I think like as long as you have that sense of self-fulfillment, like no matter where you go, regardless of what situation, whether you be in school or at work, as long as you have that, you're pretty much set.
Right.
Because like what else,
That's what you need.
what can knock you off at that point? Because as long as you feel that you're doing your best and like you are basically you're content,
Yeah.
like nothing can stop you.
Right, exactly. Comfort.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Just
I
like
mean, like that B you get in a class is not going to determine what you're going to do in life.
Right.
nope, not at all.
I mean, like, I guess you can, like, use it, say, I got my information out of this, I'm going to use it towards the thing I'm going to go to next. I mean, that's kind of how I
That's the
use
best
to
way to
think of
do it,
things.
yeah.
I mean, college, I don't really stress too much about college. I mean, I just want to go somewhere somewhat nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me.
I totally
mean,
get that.
either way, going to college in itself is going to be a really big step for our family, so
Are you
Yeah.
the first generation?
I am.
Ooh, good for you.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
Yeah, high five.
Ah, yeah.
Yep.
From across the room, you guys did it. I saw it.
Yeah.
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 I think it's like,
It's on the
really
record.
good.
It's on record, yeah.
Yep,
It really
totally
helps
happy.
me with like stress levels with school. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, because like
there's
this.
no stress of like fulfilling like family product, like you know.
You're like
Yeah,
life quest.
I get it.
Yeah.
But like I've had the college expectation. Like, oh, you do your best in school. Like, it's no big deal. But you're gonna go to college one day. It doesn't really matter where or like how well you do there. But like that's kind of been the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because both of my parents went to college. My dad's like an ENT doctor.
Oh,
Nice.
Which is impressive for him.
oh wow.
He said that himself, and he loves telling a story about how he struggled in school and blah blah blah. And like just kind of hearing that is like kind of been like a lifelong like encouragement kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's still like weird to have that expectation like held above my head. So it's like I think that's part of why like
definitely.
arts have interested me so much, but also like science and math because like I want to have the success or like of like a
Want to have the like palette pretty
right
much.
because like the money's in STEM right now realistically.
Yeah.
But I would say the money's in the arts too. You just have to know where to go.
Yeah, and like you got to know the right people. That's the
Yeah.
thing with like art and entertainment.
I would say
It's
that's
all
true
connection-based.
with STEM as well.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
I think the best way to make money is to talk to people.
I mean, I feel like that goes into because like growing up, my dad never really told me that like education is gonna give you or like I mean it's gonna help. Like it's gonna help you not hit that roof barrier. I mean it's gonna help you meet the requirements.
Yeah, like
But that's not what's gonna get you the job, which I think is the thing that's gonna get you the job is talking to people and being personable,
Right.
being able to communicate your ideas to people.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you can't do that, I mean, how are you gonna do things?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Education
Education is just like the key to get you into those like
Yeah.
conversations realistically.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
like-
it's gonna be cool if you're from like UC Berkeley, but like,
Right.
Like
Exactly.
Harvard people, I'm like, I don't care. Who are you?
Don't care.
Yeah. Don't care.
Still don't care. Because like, there's always a stereotype of like the nerd who has like a billion IQ.
Yeah.
But then like has crippling like stage fright
so-
pretty
so-
much.
so-
Yeah. There was this one skit on Robot Chicken, which is a show that's on Adult Swim.
I've heard of it.
It was a parody of Dexter's Lab, which is a show on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And it was Dexter applied to like a bunch of Ivy Leagues, and like he pretty much told them like, oh yeah, I invented time travel. You know, like all the really like wacky stuff that Dexter invents, because that's
Yeah,
the plot of
that's the
Dexter's
plot.
laboratory. He just invents like technically scientifically impossible stuff, but he does it because he's just that smart, and he's like a kid.
Yeah.
So like he applies to all these colleges. It should be a shoo-in. He has all the academics, but like he doesn't get in because he doesn't have enough extracurriculars.
That's good.
And his sister, Dee Dee, who is supposed to be like a foil to Dexter because Dee Dee is literally like airheaded in the sense that she doesn't really care about stereotypically smart science stuff.
Right.
She gets into the Ivy Leagues because she has a ton of extracurriculars and is a well-rounded individual.
Right.
I always like I find myself thinking back to that sketch every now and then when I'm looking at my grades. I'm like, oh, that could be higher.
Like that one assignment or whatever. Like,
Like that one assignment that I goof up on. I was like,
like this try am stuff for me is going to be that kind of moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna believe me on this, but like, quick tip for all of the juniors at NCSSM. The third trimester. Well, this is the last time I can ever say this.
Yeah. It's going to be semesters next year.
The third trimester of American Studies is the easiest. It just is. I don't know. It might just be like a weird blessing by J. Todd, our chancellor here himself. He just makes the class easy. I think it might be conditioning, but you just kind of you get the feel of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that Amstead is a very important class here, and I also think that is a good note to end it. Thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah, once again, my name's DP from the QT, signing off.